Hey all, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chaos Girl. This is your YASHASHWINI and welcome back to the brand new video. So this video is all about 10th graders. You all know that I'm a CBSE 10th. I was a CBSE 10th grader and now I chose state syllabus, so I'm a 11th grader right now. And I just want to give some tips for my juniors because 10th class, it's such an hyped class outside. I also felt very bad and very nervous when I was entering into my 10th class because there were rumors like 10th is very difficult, and literally when it comes to CBSE it's really very difficult, and the competency level based questions on the levels have been increased. Yes, that's true, but 10th class is totally fine. It's totally easy if we put our heart and read. And it's not like you have to be stressed, you have to be nervous, you have to cry if you get less marks. No, don't behave like me. I used to literally cry a lot because I used to score very low marks, and now I have scored 444. Basically it's not so good marks and not so bad marks, but I am kind of satisfied with my marks. And I just want to give some tips for my juniors, and which I wrote in my diary so that you can find 10th class so easy and don't repeat the mistakes which I did. So let's get into the video. So this is like pro tips for per subject, like there are four important subjects. So when it comes to science is really very good subject. It's you have to read it from the initial, you have to put more interest in science at the initial stage itself, because science is a scoring subject. From my perspective, I don't know if math is a scoring subject, but science is a scoring subject, and it's kind of easy if we read, and if we have an glimpse of textbook visuals in our mind, it's kind of easy. So I just want to give one pro tip which I already did give in my previous video, that you need to write every answer for every question in the textbook, even when it comes to experiments, when it comes to in-text questions, NCERT, everything you need to cover it up. You should never leave anything, because sometimes experiments do repeat, NCERT questions do repeat, and in-text questions do repeat, so you should never skip those questions. And at the initial stage itself, you need to write each and every answer for each and every experiment, so that when it comes to, in a nutshell, I just want to say, you guys, you should not be stressed at the end of the academic year. At the early times of the both, you should never be stressed. So trust me, do this, you will be scoring very good marks. And I know that according to our teachers, at least our question, our MCQ from our experiments do come in our exams, so do not skip our experiments. You need to write each and every answer for every question, so that you will be never panicked at the end. So for science, I just go through the textbook, just go through the textbook. And at the final, like before board exam, like we do have 3 days gap sides, gap days. So at that gap days, you just go through, select a day, for very first day, go through all textbook including 3: chemistry, physics, bio, go through textbook, revise everything, and next 2 days just practice PYQs with our timer. Trust me, you guys do practice PYQs, but you never, like some people do not even practice PYQs, just I'm saying. But you have to practice PYQs with a timer. Trust me, with a timer, because time management is damn much important, and with a timer is very important. That 2 days you need to only go through the questions. And also, I'm sure that you guys will be writing many test papers, like pre-boards, RTs, PTs, and any question, every question papers will be giving in your schools. So you will be get that kind of thing. How do they ask questions? Because our schools are so good enough, they provide more competency level based questions than CBSE. So that's the thing. Just go through your school question papers, go through PYQs, but you do not need anything. With a full confidence, without no stress, you just go through each and every paper, just revise each and every paper at the very first, and go through the PYQs. First of all, I do not recommend practicing questions. Yes, in chemistry, only in chemistry, not in physics. Physics, you need to only practice questions. Go through the diagrams, go through the that kind of definitions in light, lesson, electricity, whatever. And when it comes to theory part, you need to by heart. In my 10th class, I just did by heart human eye and magnetic effects, some questions. Not questions, the theory part I just put it in my mind by heart, but that's all. And biology, I just went through my textbook. And if you have seen my old videos, you guys would know that our biology teacher is so cute and so good, that she has given each and every theory part in as a question. So we do not, even if you don't go through textbook, our classwork is more than enough. But yes, you have to go through textbook for MCQs and all this stuff. I recommend you guys to go through textbook like before 2 to 3 days before the board exam, in the gap days at the revision part, because we kind of forget. So I just recommend you guys to go before 2 to 3 days. That's all about science. You just go through textbook, practice questions in physics, that's all. And when it comes to math, Math, our teacher used to give many worksheets, and we just used it to practice those. And she worked so really hard, and she made those worksheets with exemplar, with NCERT questions, with PYQs, everything. She has put each and every question in the worksheet, so we didn't make much efforts. But I recommend you guys to practice. I don't know if you guys practice PYQs with timer or not in science, but must and do in math, because in math you will lose your time. Trust me, it does take 45 minutes to complete that 20 MCQs. It really took me 45 minutes, including the reading time. I have taken 45 minutes to complete my MCQs. So just practice math. It's just only one formula. Practice. First go through all the formulae and just then practice. That's all in math. And also I recommend you guys, if you follow my videos, you guys knew that I do practice all my questions from Shobit Nirwan. Next up is Shobit sir, Shobit Bhaiya. So yes, and from him I practice each and every question. Don't take risk, follow every channel, where whatever video you get, just go through the questions, because at least if you know the method to do that particular question, you can at least you can score half of the marks. So make sure you don't lose your marks in calculation, because calculation is such a big mistake. Read textbook, prose, supply, everything. Read, go through poems, poetic devices, each and everything. Underline the phrases, like I don't remember, but yeah, Annie Grigori's chapter. In Annie Grigori's chapter, there's like one patience paper have more patience than papers have more patience than humans, something like that. And in lecture lessons, faith can move on. There are many sentences. Like there are iconic sentences, there are iconic phrases of this chapter. You have to go through those chapters. And for detailed information, be ready for my next video, because my next video is all about English literature. So it is a long video, so I'm not giving any proper things about English, but just make sure that you practice grammar from very initial stage only. Trust me, practice all the PYQs, because as many questions you practice, you will be confident and you will rock the exam. Trust me, you will really rock the exam. And that's all guys for this video. I hope you have liked this video, but yes, I forgot to say, I have Telugu as my language subject. I don't know if you guys would have Sanskrit, Hindi, or whatever subjects. But for languages, I just went through my material. This is like this much material, and I read each and every page of it whole year, like 12 months, guys. Like, okay, 11 months, 10 months. 10 months can we put this much book in our mind? Of course, we can as a CBSE graders. So I just put that. I gave my exam. It was really good. But yes, that's what I want to say. In language, you need to practice. If it's optional, it's totally fine. For me, it's not an optional, because it was like my strong subject, so I need to practice. So I did practice. But if it's not your optional subject, do not neglect it. Please go through that subject. And if it's even an optional subject, you don't even you don't want to fail, right? So practice, but give your main priority. But I'm just saying, do not neglect Telugu, bro. Do not neglect your language subjects. But go through math, science, SST. Like, these are very good subjects. Just change the subject when you get bored. For me in science, I used to change, like chemistry, physics. I don't know, it's only one subject, but chemistry, physics, I used to change if I get bored. This is the thing which I followed. You can also follow, but I don't get confused, first of all. And that's all. You'll get many more videos like this in this channel. Subscribe for YASHASHWINI. Oh my god, I'm crazy. I've gone nuts today. Okay, subscribe my channel, Chaos Girl, for more updates. Click on the, what is that? Click on that bell icon, and that's all. You'll get all updates from my channel. I hope you have really liked this video, so please do like, share, and subscribe my channel, Chaos Girl. See you in next video, and next video is coming just tomorrow. Yay! So yes, I hope you have liked this video. Bye bye. See you next video.